Losing stings. There's no getting around that. The bitter taste of defeat can be unbearable. But the truth is, defeat isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every setback carries a lesson, and each stumble builds resilience. The greatest athletes and achievers in the world didn't rise to the top because they never lost. They rose because they learned to face loss head-on and come back even stronger. To lose is to grow. The best in any game have endured heartbreaks, endured the pain of coming up short, but emerged wiser and more dangerous. Champions aren't made by winning every time. They're made by knowing how to respond when they don't. They absorb the failure, analyze it, reflect on it, and use it to fuel their next effort. From heartbreak on the field to last-second losses on the court, the road to victory is lined with moments of devastation. But what makes a winner is what happens after the final whistle. One tearful moment can be the start of the next big win. For the greats, failure isn't a period, it's a comma. The story continues. Everyone reaches a point when it feels like the journey might be over. Especially in the early days when the odds feel overwhelming and the path ahead uncertain. But the storm always passes, and when it does, you better be ready to move. The strongest people aren't those who avoided the storm, but those who kept walking until they made it through. Even the legends had their moments of despair. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, cried on the bus after a loss. That pain didn't break him. It shaped him. That loss lit a fire that helped him dominate the game and rewrite history. Because in loss, he found fuel. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary often lies in how failure is perceived. Some see it as the end. Others see it as a stepping stone. Both perspectives are valid, but only one leads to greatness. You can't control every bounce of the ball or every decision by a referee, but you can control how you show up. You can control your habits, your discipline, your mindset, and your level of preparation. These things are within you, waiting to be unleashed. Fear of failure holds many back. It becomes a chain around ambition, a weight around progress. But fear, when harnessed, can be a powerful motivator. It can push you to stay sharp, to keep striving, to never settle. The moment fear takes over, it robs you of your edge. The brave aren't those without fear. They're the ones who keep going despite it. The truth is, any game you play, whether in sports, business, or life, will involve setbacks. You'll lose points, miss chances, fall behind. That's the nature of the ride. And when you're down, self-doubt whispers in your ear. It's part of the human experience. But don't forget, your rivals feel that doubt too. The champion is not the one who never hears it. The champion is the one who refuses to listen. Being able to handle hard moments is perhaps the most overlooked superpower. It's not about crushing the competition every time. It's about bouncing back when you don't. The ones who can consistently rise after being knocked down, that's what makes them great. Even athletes who seem invincible on stage, like Chris Bumstead, a four-time classic physique Mr. Olympia champion, carry fear with them. He's admitted he thinks about losing constantly. But rather than being paralyzed by it, he uses that fear as fuel. Unlike Jordan, who used rage and defiance, Chris accepts the possibility of defeat and lets it drive him. That vulnerability gives him freedom to risk everything in pursuit of greatness. Sometimes you need to lose in order to win later. The lessons of defeat set the stage for future triumphs. When a team is united in its hunger for success, when every player and coach shares that singular goal, they'll find a way. The how becomes clearer when the why is strong. Not every journey leads to victory. That's just reality. But what matters most is what you do in those moments of defeat. Do you blame others? Do you stay in bed, hide from the world, let regret fester? Or do you rise, look in the mirror, and decide to do better? That one small change, one adjustment in thinking or behavior can change everything next time. There's a lesson in losing gracefully. In pausing before making a decision and asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I flip this negative into a win? Some of the most successful people in the world, the ones who seem larger than life, have made sacrifices that most wouldn't dare. On the outside, success looks smooth, polished, effortless, but peek behind the curtain and it's messy. Long nights, tough calls, endless hours. The price of greatness is steep. Most are unwilling to pay. Many times, reading the life story of a wildly successful person doesn't leave you inspired to emulate them. It leaves you awestruck by their grit. You appreciate their drive, but know you might not want that life. That's okay. Success looks different for everyone. But if you want to reach the top, understand, the higher the peak, the harder the climb. Life doesn't hand out rewards without demanding effort, and the path is never straight. You'll face adversity in your career, in your personal life, in your passions. The key is to keep showing up, to stay committed, not just for yourself, but for those who count on you. Sometimes you give your all and still lose. That's a harsh truth, but you still show up the next day. That's what separates the good from the great. Whether you're trying to sink a crucial shot or get through a difficult training day, the battle is internal. The will to push through discomfort, to stay disciplined when motivation disappears, to show up for your team even when you're not at your best. That's the real work. Willpower can beat skill. A determined underdog can rattle a more gifted opponent because the fire inside, when stoked properly, can't be measured. Everyone has days when they don't feel like grinding, when staying in bed sounds easier than another brutal session, but those are the defining days. Those are the ones that build champions. Responsibility matters. In sports, you show up for your teammates, your coaches, and yourself. You make the play. You don't hide. You execute. That's what being elite means. Doing the work day after day without excuses. Sometimes the pain of ambition is mental. It's the loneliness of early mornings, the sacrifice of social lives, the strain on relationships. But if you want to be the best, you can't move like everyone else. You must move differently, with intensity, with focus, with fire. Many of the greatest competitors of all time weren't smiling in the locker room. They weren't trying to be everyone's friend. They were on a mission, and nothing was going to stop them. Muhammad Ali, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, they weren't driven by comfort. They were driven by dominance. Even if you don't feel like the best, act like it. Carry that belief, because if you don't, who will? You can be loved or hated, but if your goal is to win, then that's what matters. The biggest enemy most people face? Themselves. The doubt within. The excuses. The hesitation. But if you turn that energy into action, you become unstoppable. Set goals, stay locked in, and find that next challenge, that next enemy to beat. It's not about crushing others. It's about constantly chasing the next level of you. Winning is the ultimate comeback. As you shine brighter, the shadows of your doubters fade. You don't just beat them, you eclipse them. But victory doesn't come easy. It demands obsession. You can't just be interested. You have to be addicted to the grind. You must fall in love with the process. Most young athletes have to learn this early. While their friends sleep in, they wake up before the sun. While others lounge by the pool, they're drenched in sweat. It's lonely at times, but it builds character. Because achievement is born in discomfort. When the world says no, say yes to yourself. Say, yes, I believe. Yes, I'll keep going. Yes, I will overcome. That belief becomes your shield, your sword, your superpower. Train relentlessly. Practice obsessively. Study endlessly. Compete ferociously. That's the formula. Whether you're an athlete, an artist, or an entrepreneur, the formula remains the same. It's about consistency, about waking up every day and choosing to fight again, about pushing beyond tired, pushing through doubt, and trusting that your fire, your faith, your strength can't be extinguished. You're not just training your body or your skills, you're training your soul. Every ounce of effort is a down payment on your future. Greatness lives inside of you. The question is, are you ready to unlock it? Thanks for watching. If this message inspired you even just a little, don't forget to hit that like and make sure to subscribe. Until next time, stay focused, stay hungry, and keep showing up. You've got greatness in you. Let's get it.